Yeah, I mean, that's a good team. I don't think they're everything I watched on film and had seen them. Obviously, you don't play them until late in the year, so you don't have a live look. But I thought we did defensively. We were really pretty solid for the most part. We were able to get to the free throw line, which was big. And obviously down the stretch there when they're trying to trade threes for twos, a couple mistakes. We backed up on one of them on Scott's, and same side helped off Young's. But I thought gritty effort against a really physical, hard-nosed team. It's a typical Big Ten battle. Games I've watched of theirs have been just like that. They've been right there in every game. So happy for our guys. We had A.J. Dillon in, so I haven't had a chance really to talk to my staff even, figure out points per possession, but then I got Quadzilla to talk to the teams, which was good. That was fun. I'm not going to tackle him, though. He's a big man. Questions?
Greg, you mentioned defense. I'm just curious, you think one of the keys to this game was you get 8 turnovers in your first 24 possessions, and then you cut it down after that. Was a key once eliminate those mistakes? Take some things away from your own?
Yeah, I thought, defensively, I thought we were, for the most part, pretty good. We, they put you in some, tough positions with the ball screen with Young and Reese, specifically on the open side. And I thought, for the most part, in the first half, I haven't, seen clips from the second half yet, but we did a pretty good job of loading to the ball and trying to, squeeze it as much as we can, because you've got to, pay attention and stay with Young, with the guard chasing, and your big's got to kind of play both. So I thought good job there. And like I said, Jameer Young, I just watching him, if he's not the best guard in the league, and he's one of the best. Just he puts so much pressure on you all the time, at the rim, threes, transition, so explosive. So taking care of the ball was a big piece of what we needed to do, and we didn't put Steve specifically. We didn't help him out in terms of our spacing. We ran away from the double team instead of loading the sideline, and I think once they saw that on the iPad in one of the timeouts, we were better with it, not leaving him. Steve gets a turnover, but I mean he was all by himself over there a couple times, and once we got that figured out, I thought we were better.
Go ahead.
Greg, right here. John Blackwell took 8 free throws tonight. Just with his strength and his ability to get to the rim, how advantageous is that for you guys when he can play like a slasher and really put pressure on the defense?
Javi did defensively too, because obviously Chucky had Jameer a lot. John had him out of the bullpen. But this what tells me plus minuses are on the outside column of the box score. John Blackwell's -9. See, that's why I don't get into the plus minus, because John Blackwell was +9 for us in terms of what he did for us defensively, slashing, making free throws, and I know that's plus who's on the floor with you and all those things, what happens, but that tells me right there that the plus minus, and I'm not going to believe that, because John Blackwell was huge for us tonight.
Michael?
Sorry.
More than even creating your own opportunities at the free throw line, I guess.
What's that?
More than even creating your own opportunities at the free throw line, I guess, like how important was, defending without fouling when, they're kind of hunting and trying to get to the line, that's sort of how they stop stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I know they initiate contact. They come at you. They jump into you. They're physical coming downhill, specifically him. Reese is a handful in the post as well. I thought we, for the most part, we did what we needed to do, and then it's on the ref. What's he going to call? But much better in terms of, other than at least once in transition in the second half. I know we didn't get the ball stopped, and they were at the rim in transition, but we made it more difficult for teams to get there, and for the most part, we didn't pick up silly fouls. We got the one moving screen John had in the first half. Steve got one on a duck in where he probably held the guy off or pinned the guy for too long. But other than that, I didn't think we had too many, foolish fouls, and that's what we needed to eliminate.
Jeff, going back to Blackwell for a second. Does he have a knack for sensing when your offense is struggling and either cutting to the basket to get the ball and get fouled, or attacking the basket.
You talking about John?
Yeah, John,
Yeah,
that's right.
yeah, he does. His IQ as a player. I mean, we find him all the time. We try to teach other guys some of those cuts, and he just comes by it naturally. You know, I think his feel for the game, especially off the backside, the 45-degree angle cuts with the action going on over on this side, and he finds gaps. And people turn their head on him. He back cuts them. He does things you can't teach. That's an innate feel. That's, you know, his dad or mom or whoever growing up. He just has a really good. He's a smart basketball player, and like I said, that's why we wanted him here. And obviously, he's contributing a lot as a freshman.
Marcus Silver handled a bigger role tonight.
Mhm.
What have you seen out of him lately that kind of sparked that change?
It just stays the course, knows his lane. He did get a little trigger happy, I thought maybe, and had to remind him you're a stretch 4, not a slashing 3, when he put the ball on the floor. So, you know, I thought he battled. He got 2 possessions for us, you know, offensive rebounds. He's really smart. He picks things up quick. You know, he's getting more physical. I thought he gave us the minutes that I was looking for, you know, to spell Tyler a little bit. And, you know, for the most part, I thought he did a pretty good job.
Go ahead.
Coach, early on it seemed like Max Klesman got the assignment of Dante Scott. What were you looking for in that matchup, and how well did you think Max played? Scott only had 2 points in the first half, 1 of 5 shooting. Obviously with the size difference, what were you kind of
Yeah, I mean, you know, Dante has typically played the 4, and we've matched him with our 4s in the past, but this year they're playing him more at the 3 with Geronimo playing the 4. So we felt that was the best matchup for us, to knowing that we had to have somebody physical on him because he was going to try to post, but at the same time you got to have somebody mobile on him because he'll be involved in slide out ball screens and trying to, you know, get loose for 3s. So you have to have somebody that understands the timing of those. When do we have to switch the ball screens? When do we not? Those things, and I thought Max did a pretty good job. You know, Scott tried to establish the post early, one of the first possessions of the game, and Max got a foul on him. But Max wasn't going to, you know, relent to post position, which was what we needed. You need to have somebody pretty physical on him. Jeff?
Greg, kind of a follow-up on the over. He's a guy who's had to wait his turn to get even some minimal minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And with the portal these days, you know, guys can. Do you give him a little bit of credit at least for
Absolutely,
hanging in?
absolutely. Because we had a discussion last spring. You know, he loved the place, but he wanted to play, and I said, hey, you're trending in the right direction. Keep working. It's up to you. But he wanted to stay, and he said, I love everything about this place. I just got to get to myself where I can play more, and he's trending in the right direction. It happens, you know. Everybody matures and develops at a different rate. There's not a cookie cutter approach to it. So I give him a huge amount of credit for staying with it. He's a great teammate. Whatever role there is, if he's on the scout team, he never misses a shot on the scout team. I bring him over, and then, but no, I like Marcus a lot. I really appreciate his commitment to our program, and he's going to help us the rest of this year and going forward.
Johnny.
You guys have a week until your next game. Apart from preparing for Indiana, are there any specific points of emphasis or things you're trying to improve in time off?
Yeah, I mean, there's always things we have to improve. I mean, I probably don't have the time for me to go through the list, but we'll take a day tomorrow off. But you know, we're not going to unplug. You know, days will be different. Some will be heavier than others. We'll simulate a game, so it won't be we aren't going to sit around and, you know, lay on the couch and eat chips for a week. We'll be getting after it, and sometimes our practices are a little more heated than games are when we start, you know, put the clock on and start keeping score, and guys don't like to lose, so they'll get after each other, and we'll make sure we try to continue to stay in sync now that we're hopefully playing a little better.
Let's go 2 more questions, Michael and Jim.
Obviously, the most damaging turnovers are the ones that they could take back in transition.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that even with the turnovers at the beginning, do you feel like you limited the live ball turnovers, you know, to an extent today?
To an extent. I mean, yeah. I mean, two of them are offensive fouls, so that, you know, you go from 12 to 10. So those are dead balls. I had to look through. I know the ones that stick out are the ones that we threw away out of the post trap. But I'll go through and evaluate, you know, those. I know Steve, I think, had 3 off the post trap, 2 or 3 for sure. But But yeah, I mean, you want to eliminate live ball turnovers. You know, I said it all the time. I'd rather have you throw it into the band than hand it to them. You know, at least we can get back and get set. I don't like either one of them, but if I have a choice, throw it to the two-wood player. Well, then we can get back and get our feet dug in a little bit, heels dug in.
Jim, go ahead.
You were talking on Monday about how when your starters are together, that generally is good things, and foul trouble's been kind of a problem. Tonight they stayed out of foul trouble. You played them heavy minutes.
Mhm.
How much of that is you don't have a game for a week, or how much is
Yeah, I mean,
the
that-
season where you don't worry
You're
about
mid-February, you try to get things done. You know, and Chucky's in great condition. He said, "I'm not tired. I'm good," and he takes great care of his body. But yeah, the week off. I mean, but still, you're about the here and now. Like, this is who cares what's going to happen if we play tomorrow. Today's the most important day, and so I think that entered my mind a little bit, but we had to do what we had to do to take care of business.